Hello everyone, welcome back to another FPL video on my channel. This is my GAMEWEEK 38 team selection. So I'll be walking you through how I'm looking to set my team up in the final GAMEWEEK for the season. But before we get into that, quickly looking at how I got on in GAMEWEEK 37. Ended up with a total of 78 points minus 4 because I took a hit to bring in an extra player for the double game week. I used my bench boost as well, that's why I ended up on 78 points. Otherwise, it could have been a low scoring game week for me, but I think I'll take the 78, considering that I think most of the managers didn't really do very well with this game week. So in my team, I picked De Gea, who's returned 10 points for the double game week. I had Edison as well, who's got no points in the double game week. So I think owning Edison was a bit of a letdown heading into game week 37, but I think we move in defense. I had Robertson, who's returned 2 points, Estupinian with 4 points, Dan Burn with 8 points, Lewis Dunk with 2 points, Lindelof with 8 points. I decided to go with Lindelof instead of Luke Shaw because I just felt like I needed to go for a cheaper option because there was no need for me to bring in the expensive Luke Shaw. So Lindelof with 8 points in midfield, Rashford with a single fixture and returning 7 points. Even though United had 2 fixtures in game 37, he only managed to play in a single one of them when he played against Chelsea, so returned 7 points. I'm happy with the returns because I felt like I was on the edge of transferring him out, but I felt like if he's back from the injury he trained within the week, if he can give me a single fixture, I'll be happy other than taking a hit to bring in another player that might not actually return anything. So with 7 points from Rashford, I would take it. Mitoma with 7 points, Salah with 5 points, Mahrez, who I brought in for the double, returning 5 points. Not really happy with the transfer. It looks like a waste up to this moment, but I'll take it. I had Eze, who was a bit of a differential in my team, returning 5 points. Holland, who was the captain, with 12 points. Wilson, 2 points, and Isak with a single point. So I think it was not a very high scoring game for most of the managers. I think I just got lucky that I had my bench boost and it didn't really work out the best that I expected, but I think 78 points in a low scoring game week is not the worst. So I think I'll take the points. I'm currently on about 754k, so it's not the worst. I think there's not really much I can do. I'm 38 points off of 500k. I think if by any means I ended up in the top 500k, I'll be happy, but I think at this point it's unlikely that we're going to do that. I think come the end of the season, I should be where I currently am at this moment. So this is how game week 37 went. Looking forward to the final game week of the season and hoping that we can actually end the season on a high note. So this is how my team currently looks for game week 38 without making any changes. The changes that I'm looking to make is to maybe take a punt to transfer out Holland and replacing him with Harry Kane. Now, I think this is the transfer that could be famous come the deadline for game week 38, because I think we've seen how Haaland has been performing in the recent game weeks. He's not really bothered. He's not really trying to score as much as he used to be, and also Pep looks to be benching him here and there. So I think transferring out Haaland in the final game of the season is not the worst thing to do. I don't think there's match damage that he can do with a single fixture playing away against Brentford. They've already won the league, so there's not really much to fight for. At the same time, the manager will have to save them for the fitness for the 2 fixtures that they have coming up in the Champions League and the FA Cup. So I think transferring out Holland is not the worst thing that I can do. So I'm looking to transfer him out and bring in Harry Kane, who plays away against Leeds in game 38. I'm choosing to pick Kane because I feel like Leeds will need to try and get a result as much as possible, which could leave them vulnerable and could benefit Harry Kane. And I also think Harry Kane is someone that's gone off the radar. He's been performing week in, week out, but I think he's one of those picks that we never really talked about. I myself, I never really mentioned Harry Kane a lot, but if you look at his stats, he's been returning in most of the gaming. So I think him on a final day against Leeds, and Leeds fighting relegation that are going to try hard and get a result, I think Tottenham Hotspurs could benefit from that fixture, and Harry Kane could be one of those players that scores the highest points in game 38. So I'm looking to maybe transfer out Holland and bring in Harry Kane. Another transfer that I'm looking to do is to maybe transfer out Marcus Rashford and bring in Dwight McNeil. Now, with Rashford, he played against Chelsea in the second fixture during the double game for Manchester United, but I feel like he still had a few issues with his back, which could mean maybe since United have already managed to secure top 4, and maybe Ten Hag might not risk it for the FA Cup final against Manchester City, so maybe Rashford could actually get benched. So that's someone that I'm looking to try and maybe move on and bring in Dwight McNeil, who plays at home against Bournemouth. Now, with Everton, they've got a very important fixture in game 38 where they have to win against Bournemouth for them to stay in the league. Now, with Calvert-Lewin looking to be injured, Dwight McNeil could be the one that makes the difference during that fixture. So that's someone that I'm looking at as an option to bring in as a one-week pant in my team for game week 38. So those are the changes that I'm looking to do to make in my team. Transfer out Holland, bring in Harry Kane, and transfer out Marcus Rashford and replace him with Dwight McNeil. And when I make those changes, this is how my team should look come the deadline for game week 38. In goal, I'll have Edison, who plays away against Brentford. I'm not really sure Edison plays during that fixture, but I'm still playing him because I think De Gea has played his role that I brought him in. I wanted him to give me some points during the double game week, and he did. So Edison gets back in goal playing away against Brentford. If he doesn't play, De Gea on the bench will definitely come in defense. I'll have a back three of Robertson, who plays away at Southampton, Dan Burn, who plays away at Chelsea, and Lindelof, who plays at home against Fulham. In midfield, I'll have Eze, who plays at home against Nottingham Forest, Mo Salah, who plays away against Southampton, Dwight McNeil, who I might bring in replacing Marcus Rashford, and Riyad Mahrez, who plays away against Brentford. And up front, I'll have Harry Kane, who plays away at Leeds, and the Newcastle double, Isak and Wilson, playing away against Chelsea. So that's how my team should line up. And on my bench, I'll have De Gea, who plays at home against Fulham, and I'll have those three Brighton assets on my bench in Estopinian, Lewis Dunk, and Mitoma. Now, with those Brighton assets, I'm deciding to bench them because I feel like that Aston Villa fixture is quite difficult. I think Villa play on the counter attack, so I've seen how Brighton struggle when they play a team that counters. So I feel like maybe Aston Villa could actually have a good game against Brighton, even though they looked very well against Manchester City. I think that fixture against Villa is a bit of a different fixture because Aston Villa play on the break, which most of the times looks to make Brighton look vulnerable. So I'm looking to bench all my Brighton assets unless otherwise, but I'm looking to just bench them for the final game of the season. I don't think there's much that can happen unless they have a freak result where everyone else get returned. So this is how my team should look come the deadline for game 38. The final thing I'll need to decide is the captaincy. I think top of the list is Harry Kane, who plays away against Leeds. I'm bringing him in this game week, so he should be someone that I should be looking at as a captain option in game week 38. The second one is Wilson, who plays against Chelsea. A Chelsea that just lost 4-1 against Manchester United, which means they're not very good defensively. And Newcastle, with the form that they've been, they could also be looking to finish the season stronger. So Wilson is also someone that I could look at as a captaincy option. And finally, Mo Salah, who plays away against Southampton. Now with Liverpool, there's not really much to play for. I think it's a fixture that is just going to be played with a lot of ease. It's the final fixture of the season. Nothing will come out of that fixture, whether they win or lose. But I still think Liverpool will try and just perform and look and make it look better as they close the season. So Mo Salah is someone that I could also pick as a captain option for game 38. But I've currently got the captaincy on Harry Kane. If I decide to switch it, I might actually put it on Wilson or Mo Salah. But this is how my team should look come the deadline for game 38. I'm currently on the bench, to be honest. I'm not really bothered. I think I will end up where I'm currently come when game 38 is finished. So I'm not really worried about the results. I think this is a game that you can actually take a risk because there's not really much that you can gain or lose because I don't think there'll be much points to be gained or lost in a single game. So that's it from me in this video. If you find the video helpful in any way, don't forget to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.